Hello everybody, I'm Jess here and welcome back to Symphogear Season 2, Episode 7? Episode 7, yeah, because last week I recorded 2 episodes back to back. Let me double check. Yep, Season 2, Episode 7. In Episode 6, in the last episode, a lot of interesting things happened. I didn't quite agree with all of them, with the execution of them, but that doesn't change the fact that those things did happen and are worth remembering and reminding of. First thing that happened, of course, was Hibiki went psycho mode and she defeated the Nephilim, and then she just popped out of psycho mode, essentially at will, although she was very weak because of that, and the change, the transformation did make the relic that's lodged in her chest grow even more and merge even more with her body, to the point of creating a weird crystalline scab. And not just one, because they also got a sample of it. And apparently, if Hibiki keeps doing what she's doing, she's eventually going to die. I'm not sure how true that is, seeing how we have, like, what, 4 more seasons ahead of us. I highly doubt Hibiki is gonna die. But of course, I know that in hindsight, when this show was airing, Hibiki's survival wasn't assured, right? It never is, unless by the time episodes season 2 was airing, there was already a confirmation of season 3. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But thanks to the power of hindsight, we now know that Hibiki will be a-okay. That does leave me wondering, however, how are they gonna deal with it exactly? Are they gonna figure something out that helps stop the growth of this relic? Are they gonna remove that relic from her so that she can use a pendant like every other Symphogear user? Will they, I don't know, help her alleviate the symptoms somehow? Or will perhaps Hibiki just embrace it? She will just embrace the fact that she's being turned into a living relic and she's going to use it, use that newfound power. Question is, what about her mental state, right? If the relic completely takes her over, will she be permanently in psycho mode? Who can tell? Probably not. Probably not. I'm willing to bet, to the point where I'm gonna note it down actually. I usually don't make theories in the opening segment of the video, but this time I'm gonna make an exception because otherwise I'm just gonna forget about it. And I don't wanna forget theory this fucking good. What was I thinking? Right, everybody thinks Hibiki gets completely transformed into permanent psycho mode, but then eventually, perhaps through the power of friendship, perhaps through the power of love, she powers through it and gains the power, but at no cost to her sanity. Kinda like Smart Hulk, Professor Hulk, or whatever you wanna call him. How should I note it down? He Biki goes psycho mode permanently, but powers through it through it thanks to friends or Miku. Friends or Miku, and keeps it in check. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. It's just a theory, a game theory. Another thing that happened, of course, was Professor Ver managed to escape and managed to snatch the heart of the Nephilim, because of course he did, because the story, the plot required it. And he wasn't caught by anybody, because of course the plot required him not being caught. And then he just ran away, escaped, and was at large in the city proper, where he still wasn't caught. Only after Hibiki was retrieved from the battlefield, was healed. What was that sound? Was my phone doing something? Google Assistant really wanted to join the conversation. Right, Hibiki was transported to the hospital. She was healed, she was saved. Then she went back to school, went about her entire school day. Then went out of school, met up with her friends, went to grab some okonomiyaki at Flower. Then the black suits were on their way to look for Ver. One hell of a reaction time. One hell of a reaction time. No wonder Ver escaped. They have the reflexes of a fucking Zootopia sloth. Yeah, suffice to say, I didn't really like that particular bit of Ver escaping due to complete negligence and incompetence of everybody around. He manages to find the Nephilim heart through sheer luck and just convenience of the heart being where Ver was running away. Wow, how could that have happened? Through Hibiki's and everybody else's oversight, like not destroying the heart. Why? I guess just they didn't. A lot of convenience, a lot of dumb luck, a lot of incompetence. That's completely and utterly uncharacteristic for this show, honestly. If something like that was to happen in any other show, I wouldn't have as much a problem with it. But it happened in Symphogear. And I called the first season of Symphogear on my Discord. I called it well thought out. Because I really thought it was. That it was a well thought out show. But this bit kind of showed me that they had an idea that Ver escapes with the Nephilim heart, didn't quite know how to go about it realistically, so they just said, fuck it, dumb luck. It's gonna suffice. Not a fan. Not a fan. But let's not focus on that. Hibiki, at the end of the episode, Hibiki was, of course, slapped by Tsubasa. And Tsubasa told Hibiki that she should never come back to the battlefield because Tsubasa knows that Hibiki is in grave danger should she use her Symphogear more. But of course, Hibiki is with her friends and with Miku on the way to Flower, and what do you know, conveniently Dr. Ver is there. And he summons Noise, and Hibiki manages to stop that noise with her bare fist, with her bare unhenshined fist. Sure, she henshins shortly after, but when she made contact with the noise, it was a completely bare fist. Which is gonna become significant. Which is gonna show us how much Hibiki turns into a living relic. I'm assuming that's the purpose of showing us that. How is she gonna do? I don't know. Probably pretty fucking well. I mean, it's just Ver and some noise. Unless he has a way to just summon Nephilim on the spot. I'm assuming he's not walking out of there. Or maybe he is. Maybe something convenient is gonna happen again. Maybe someone's gonna show enough incompetence for Ver to escape again. I would hate for that to happen. But the last episode kind of made me jagged a little bit when it comes to Ver. So I'm not having my hopes up. But again, let's not talk about that. Let's just jump straight into it. I've been already talking for a good few minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes on the dot, and we haven't even started the video. God damn it. Okay, we can start it now, as long as I place myself well in the camera. Just a little bit higher, please. There we go. That should be good enough. Okay, and we can start episode 7 of Symphogear G with subs by D-Track in 3, 2, 1, go. Yep, the crystalline scab. Unknown. You don't know that. It's an unprecedented thing. The relic spreading through her body might very well just take over the bodily functions of the elements it inhabits. And it's just mixed berries tea. Maybe a little bit lower after all. Yeah, that's perfect. It's just a recap. I don't have to pay much attention to it. Yeah, this is the moment. Yep, she touched the noise without transforming. Exactly. Is... Am I tripping, or is it a new OP? No, it's not. I'm tripping. What? Why am I getting the feeling that it's a new song? It's not. I know it's not. Weird. Weird, weird. Yeah, it's exactly the same song. It's exactly the same OP. Why did the beginning give me that weird vibe of it being something different? I have no clue. Also, the vines growing over someone. I didn't quite pay much attention to who that is, but those vines look very much like the vines growing in Hibiki's body, but that wasn't Hibiki's face. Interesting. Did the previous OP show Chris in this cool pose? I'm not sure. I'm doubting myself. I'm gaslighting myself right now. It's Gangnir! It's Biki. To you, soon unable to be yourself. Talking about Hibiki here. Probably. You are much more correct than you're thinking. Okay, that's unprecedented. That's unprecedented. What brought this change about? Is Hibiki fired up because she's protecting her friends? Because of her transformation previously because the spread of the relic reached some critical point. Because her arm was remade out of relic tissue. And there goes Ver. Or not. Grabs his cane, Hibiki. Now he's just gonna continue summoning them until you grab his cane. Oh, slingshot. I love that she uses the brass knuckles now. What's gonna stop her? Oh, it's Twin Tails. Shirabe and Kirika, yep. Shul Shagana. Shul Shagana. I'm gonna Google it later. Right, someone told me that she has essentially Heelys. That's why she was sliding so smoothly. The enemy has already located him. And both Chris and Tsubasa are well on their way. Just a little more oomph, Hibiki. Just a little more oomph. Sicko mode or sick mode? One of the two. Sicko mode or sick mode? Which is it? Artificially induced sick mode? Sicko mode? Linker. They can't use their relics naturally either. They aren't compatible either. You think he cares? You think he cares about you overdosing? He doesn't give a fuck. What comrades? What home? Abusive mother? Gaslit older sister? Insane uncle? The fuck kind of home is it? Please say no. Please just say no. You have the choice here. I mean, probably what else happened that would bring it about? Wouldn't it be easier for them to go there just henshined? Just henshin and fly over there. It has to be faster than a motorcycle or a helicopter. Ah, so that's the plan. Increase their sync rate so that they can use Suicide Song easier. Something tells me Hibiki will just shrug it off like it's nothing. or that she will absorb their superior songs somehow and power up on it. Or she will hold their hands to absorb the impact herself. Yes, you should just go commit and live. Goddess Zababa. Igalima. Well, joke's on you, Hibiki has her own superb song. It probably beats both of yours. She's absorbing their superior songs. Yep. Yep. Acting as a catalyst. The same way she does with willing participants in set harmonics, she can do with unwilling participants. Second henshin. Second henshin. Please direct it at Ver. Please just direct it at Ver. If you need something to aim at, don't waste it shooting the air, killing birds. Aim it at Ver. All of your problems will go away. And you please die already. Hibiki, just fucking shoot down this VTOL. No? Okay, just stand there then. I guess you need to cool down. And the doctor just fucks off again. Because Hibiki took all that damage upon herself. Yep. Yep. Because she didn't want you to die, and you would've. You abso-fucking-lutely would've. Because Ver doesn't give a fuck about your safety. Oh, that's a lot of originium. About fucking time you're here! A Motorcycle transformation? Excuse me? She transformed her motorcycle as a part of her Symphogear? What? Yeah, she did. But of course she didn't explain anything, she just slapped her. That's what Tachibana does. Being open and clear about things? Fuck it, I'm just gonna slap you in the face, take the hint. Baka. Well, shit. That's too bad. Well, I'm not. Oh, don't pretend you give a fuck. Don't pretend you give a fuck. Don't pretend you give a fuck, really. Now you're having second thoughts. Remove the originium. Seal the scar. Put some electrical tape on it so it doesn't constantly shine. Literally the heart. So, what atrocities are we gonna commit now? But it needs a sacrifice of 1,000 virgin souls. Thank you for helping Finé pretend she. Thank you for pretending not Finé that she's Finé. Well, one motherfucker is already dancing to something mad. I don't know if it's a Rhapsody, but it certainly is mad. Hibiki not here? Hibiki not here, of course. That's a lot of originium. I mean, they don't seem to be impacting her, state particularly much. Yeah, okay, so power of friendship for the win. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. That's a fuck ton of pressure. Ah, yes, two war criminals just casually shopping at a Kmart or whatever. It's not your resolve and whatnot that's weak, it's your cause. How much freedom do you really have, though? You're at the beck and call of an abusive doctor and an abusive mother. Hmm. Okay, that's an interesting tidbit we didn't know. Yeah, you really didn't. I really don't think Maria is anywhere close being Finé. Linker overdose hitting hard? Linking overdose hitting super fucking hard. Who's gonna save them? Tsubasa, Chris, Hibiki? Genjiro? Somebody pick up the phone because I fucking called it! I've been saying it since day fucking one! It's not Finé! And he overhears it, of course. And he's gonna betray them, and they fucking deserve it! My boy Genjiro? No, Chris. Pink Aura? Wait, did Finé... That's Finé's barrier, isn't it? Did Finé's soul reincarnate in Kirika's body? After being subjected to a particularly powerful Auwachen waveform in the shape of two superb songs and Hibiki's superb song that's able to control the power of three superb songs connected together through Hibiki created an Auwachen waveform powerful enough to awaken Finé's soul within Kirika. But did it though? Did it though? Because when we were shown a flashback to when Finé's soul was awakened inside of Ryuko, Ryuko showed some reaction, she recognized that something happened. Oh, something's with my mind, right? Finé just awakened and took over, I'm assuming. Here, Kirika is still Kirika, she just has the barrier power. Intriguing. Interesting. Let's go through this episode again. What else is there that we can do, really? Full screen, please. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, opening. Mad motherfucker being a mad motherfucker. And of course, Hibiki can just blast through it without an issue, and she is indeed glowing. Surprise is a saw and it can be used defensively. Interesting. But the power of 2 Symphogear users are needed to withstand the blow of Gungnir alone. Fucking camera, I swear. And they mentioned the names of their Symphogear, and I want to Google them real quick. If I stumble upon some links that lead to Symphogear wiki, I'm just gonna ignore them. But Shul Shagana, Symphogear wiki. Of course, that's the very first result. SoundCloud, Gvikat, Shulshagana transformation, Instagram Shulshagana karaoke lyrics. I'm assuming Shulshagana isn't an actual thing unless I Google Shulshagana myth. Still Symphogear wiki. And Heroic 2008 Grievous wiki, whatever that is. But yeah, mostly just Symphogear. The anime associates Igalim and Shulshagan as belonging to the goddess Zababa. Okay. Igalima. Is Igalima something? Symphogear wiki. Igalima on Tumblr. Song, Spotify, YouTube, Shazam, Instagram. Again, nothing particularly mythology. Igalima mythology, there we go, it's been suggested. The mythology of Symphogear relics, Igalima Symphogear wiki, the mythology behind Symphogear. So no real result like from Wikipedia or something. Zababa, Wikipedia. Sumerian god, of course. Tutelary deity of the city of Kish. He was a war god. Regarded similar to Ninurta and Nergal, he was never fully conflated with them. His worship is attested from between the early dynastic to Achaemenid periods, with the old Babylonian kings being particularly devoted to him. Starting with the old Babylonian period, he was regarded as married to the goddess Bau. Is there any mention of weapon? There we go. Zababa and Ninurta shared many epithets. The former using weapons normally associated with the latter. Shulshaga and Igalim to the weapons of Zababa. Shulshaga. Okay. There is no article for Igalim, but there is an article for Shulshaga. Shulshaga is the bastos that Shirabe uses, but in reality Shulshaga was a Mesopotamian god. So not really a weapon, was it? Huh? Mesopotamian god of what exactly? The eldest son of Nigirsu and his wife Bau, older brother of Igalim. Okay, so both Igalim and Shulshaga were gods, not weapons. There isn't anything written about them, though. Okay. Yeah, I know absolutely nothing. I don't know anything more about them than I knew beforehand. I just know that both Zababa, Shulshaga, and Igalim, or whatever it was, were Mesopotamian gods. Sure. Everything here is Mesopotamian, so not a huge surprise. We can locate him, so can the enemy. Linker. and you need to sing your superb songs. And I don't like it. I'll be honest, I'll be open. I don't like that Tsubasa takes a bike. I don't like that Chris takes a helicopter. I really think they would be able to get there faster by just transforming and jumping around. It seems like them using conventional means of transportation serves the one and only purpose of them arriving too late. Like, the plot demands they arrive too late, so they have to arrive too late. And that's how we ensure it. Also, they're both students at the school. And Hibiki was close to school when going to Flower. Why would it take them this much time? Like, I don't fucking know. They're going across the entire fucking city to get there if they're also students at that school. Where they may be at the base of operations, well, I can't imagine that base being particularly far from the school either. They have to commute, after all, right? So it wouldn't make sense to put it somewhere in the middle of a fucking Pacific Ocean. I wasn't a huge fan of their escaping because the plot demands in the previous episode, and similarly, I'm not a huge fan of Tsubasa and Chris being late because the plot demands it. I really am not. Tsubasa's transformation of her bike, which I had no clue it's even possible in the first place, was cool. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for it. But the fact that she arrived this late, but also conveniently early, doesn't sit well with me. It really doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm rarely critical when it comes to Symphogear, but I've come to expect more of it. Yeah, I've really come to expect of it to be well thought out, as I stated before. And currently, in the previous episode and in this one, it's not holding up its end of a bargain. In some aspects. I know the rule of cool and whatnot, but it has its limits. Yeah, the higher the sync rate, the less recall is incurred. Yes, that is true, but they are still using linker. They aren't perfectly tuned the way Hibiki is, or even as well tuned as Tsubasa is. They're really not. So they have no hopes of surviving it, but of course they don't know that. They, for some godforsaken reason, have their trust in Ver. I don't fucking know why they trust this motherfucker, but they do. Absolute inescapable death. Endless assault that can be made from any range. Shurshagana. And Igalima, Ligma, cuts through the target's very soul in one slice. No defense can block it. Kind of a bummer we weren't able to see their full forms, because Hibiki just trained them so quickly. Set harmonics, and she absorbed their suicide songs and blasted them into the air. Instead of blasting Ver. I know that Hibiki has a firm stance against harming humans and whatnot, but really, when it comes to Ver, it would be just taking him out of his misery. Just an act of mercy, really. The power to bind anything together allows her to harness and control the superb song of others. And the mother is dying! Hooray! Hopefully it happens even faster. They're suffering from linker overdose, withdrawal, and they do after retrieving Ver. And yeah, a lot of originium growing on Hibiki's chest. And oh, look, it's Chris! Perfectly late. Late enough to do fuck all about Ver. Early enough to save Miku. And look, here's Tsubasa. Late enough to fuck all about Ver. Early enough to do a bike henshin and cool Hibiki down. I guess you just douse Hibiki in some water and she unhenshins. It's a pretty fucking big weak spot, if you ask me. Maria just needs to bring a super soaker to a fight, and Hibiki is done. Sorry. I know it's like supposed to be like a super serious matter and whatnot, but at the same time, like you can't tell me it's not extra convenient and kind of funny in its convenience and in its simplicity. That oh no, Hibiki is hot. We must cool her, and that helps her. She's hot because an ancient Mesopotamian technomagical relic is slowly overtaking her body and bodily functions of her organs, spreading throughout her veins and nerves. But she's hot. We just need to cool her down and it's gonna be fine. Stupidly simple. I kinda love it, I kinda hate it. Not gonna lie. Mother is dying, yay! And they are removing the originium from her chest. And the scar is growing. I really like the aesthetics of this scar. I gotta say, I really do. I liked it before, the shape alone, but now that it has this glow, this black outline, and those golden chunks sticking out of her flesh, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss in design, abso-fucking-lutely. And they have the Heart of the Nephilim. And they have some other MacGuffin. And they can awaken a MacGuffin that will save humanity somehow. And them being terrorists was somehow necessary to do that. And them trying to rule the world was... Why exactly? Honest. Why exactly? At the very beginning, they proclaimed that oh yeah, we want to rule the world. You have 3 days to give up your countries and your territories to us and whatnot. There was some brief talk about how they need to rule the world to unite it, to save humanity from extinction from the moon, but when has it been relevant? I thought they're gonna use the Nephilim to terrorize humanity and then save humanity from it to essentially like protection money, but protection technology and protection land and protection whatnot. But no, apparently they need the Nephilim's heart. Convenient that heart was what was left of the Nephilim, right? That it didn't just perish entirely, but hey, what do I know? They just need the Nephilim's heart, and they need another MacGuffin to activate another MacGuffin. If that's gonna save humanity. Or is that MacGuffin what's gonna give them control over the Earth? And then they're gonna start working on a way to save Earth from the moon? What is their plan exactly? I have no clue. I have no clue what their plan is. I thought I have a vague idea at like two separate points in the story, but it seems like none of my ideas are actually real, are actually true. They aren't using the Nephilim to control humanity. They aren't using the MacGuffin to save humanity. They're trying to use the MacGuffin to control humanity so that they can save humanity with it. What? It's incredibly contrived. And the MacGuffin is sealed away and they know where it is. Make mankind dance to our mad rhapsody. Globalization, environment, food, peace, resources, whatever. Here's the truth. It spreads, and the more it spreads, she will no longer be herself. You, Hibiki's best friend, are the strongest link she has to an ordinary life. You are the only one capable of controlling, bringing the Gangnir back. On one hand, the power of friendship, the power of love, and similar concepts are always like cool, that in that very like cheesy way. On the other hand, they were so good at scientifically explaining magical MacGuffins and whatnot. I even praised them in like the first episode or the second episode of the first season when they were establishing the whole noise as possible demons from various mythologies and whatnot. I praised them for trying to tie all of that in with existing human history and mythologies and whatnot to ground all that magical mumbo jumbo. Here it seems like they're very open about, yeah, it's just magic, just power, friendship, ahoy. And I'm not sure what to think of it. I'm not sure what to think of it. I mean, sure, Miku was shown to be able to uh, to bring Hibiki out of her psycho mode, right? When Hibiki was stuck in her psycho mode, and then when Hibiki was stuck in her depressive state when fighting with Finé, Miku was her anchor. Miku was what was brought Hibiki back to reality each and every time. Sure, but it's like on the mental grounds, the mental level, right? Hibiki was somewhere bad mentally, and Miku being her anchor brought her back out of that bad mentality. This is purely physical. There are literal rocks growing through her body. Power of friendship ain't gonna do shit. A pep talk ain't gonna do shit. I'm here for you, Hibiki, ain't gonna do shit. Weird. Weird. Yeah, linker overdose. I know too well. That will not be necessary. You no longer have to pretend to be Finé. Fucking called it. Green. Let's look for that theory that I had. Let's take a quick look. Maria pretends to be Finé. There it is. Green. Artificial gear and artifacts weaker than the real ones. Probably not. Mom turns into a monster. Unlikely at this point, but whatever. The evil 3 hang around. Kinda. The evil 2 hang around. Kirika and Shirabe hang around. Maria doesn't really, but I'm gonna mark it in green. 2 out of 3. Pretty fun with me. School festival gets attacked. It didn't, so can already mark it in orange. Hibiki goes sicko mode over the above. He didn't. Maria singing. Finé never did. Nothing about the curse. Lula and Lab. Yeah, I mean, Maria isn't Finé. That's confirmed. School gets destroyed. Chris gets pissed. We still have time. Chris and Tsubasa lose their Gias. We still have time. Doctor keeps mother sick. I'm assuming that's what might happen. After Doctor overhears that Maria isn't Finé, the Doctor might want to try to get Mother out of the picture. Or keep her at bay. Maybe Mother could have been cured, but the Doctor doesn't want her cured. The Doctor wants her to be dependent on him. That's actually another thing that I might want to note down. Doctor wants to keep Mother dependent on his treatment. There we go. That's another theory. Miku uses Hibiki's Originium scab to save Hibiki after she's unconscious, after going Sakamo to save Miku. We still have time. Mother redeems herself by sacrificing her life to stop Ver or Nephilim. We still have time. And that covers the theories I had noted down, so let's continue with the episode. Talking, eating, it must be so scary to cease being who you are. Bad case of linker overdose, I'm assuming. You harbor not the slightest trace of Finé's soul, and of course Ver is listening in. Or maybe he even knew about it beforehand. And Kirika has summoned this hexagonal shield. And I'm gonna have to look up. Can I look up Symphogear Finé Ryoko shield? Maybe without the Finé part, Symphogear Ryoko shield. No, her shield looked different. Her shield was more like a dark purple net. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't pink hexagons. What could it be then? What's going on? Yeah, I would like to know as much as you do. Believe you me, Kirika. Kirika. Believe you me. Well, one theory is, and I'm gonna note it down just for, just to keep it noted down somewhere. Triple S song waveform waves awakened Finé in Kirika. I'm not sure that's the case, because Kirika doesn't show the signs of Finé being awakened within her, right? And if she did awaken within Kirika, it would be instantaneous when she experienced the triple Aufwachen waveform from the three Suicide songs. Her personality hasn't changed, though, and it's a very delayed reaction, so probably not that. What could it be then? What the fuck could it be? Why does she suddenly have a shield? Theory. Pink is kind of Shirabe's color. Kirika's and Shirabe's superb songs were connected through Hibiki. Shirabe was shown to use her shields defensively. It's a long shot. It's a stretch. But could it be that Kirika and Shirabe, can now tap into each other's powers to a limited degree? Worth noting down. Bulk and Skull can tap into each other's powers thanks to Hibiki linking their songs. It's a stretch. I realize that. But at the same time, it's an interesting theory. Also worth noting, Kirika isn't henshined. We haven't seen any Symphogear users using their powers in an unhenshined state. The only people we've seen using their powers in an unhenshined state is kinda Hibiki, although one could argue that the punch wasn't really using her powers. The other being Ryoko. Ryoko was able to summon a shield without having to henshin. But she can't be Finé. She's not showing the symptoms. Is there some other possibility? Linker overdose? Linker overdose awakening some new powers within them? Could linker overdose might be the key to saving Hibiki? To kind of give her more capacity for Gangnir? But her symptoms are physical. I have no clue. I have no clue what the deal is with Kirika's shields. I'll be honest. And that's it. That's it. There's no title of the next episode. Or at least I skipped it. Whatever. Doesn't matter particularly much. Let's be honest here. Again, I'm left with kind of sort of mixed feelings about this episode. Overall, I liked it. Absolutely, I did. But there were things and moments that I didn't. Pretty much everything linked to Ver, right? Everything linked to Ver, I'm not liking. And I think I know why. It seems like the writers of this show kinda sorta rolled themselves into a corner. By making Ver a regular human being, essentially. That way, he cannot possibly go against Hibiki or Tsubasa or Chris or anybody else, because he's just a weak, feeble man. And that's why him evading our protagonists not once but twice. What am I saying? 3 times already. Feels like bullshit. And it has to be bullshit. It has to be. The first time Ver escaped them was because nobody bothered to apprehend him. Just that. Nobody bothered to apprehend him. And they escaped because Chris had their aircraft in her sights, but it disappeared, so she just decided not to shoot. Because she just decided not to shoot. Bullshit reasons, both. But they were needed for Ver to be able to escape and to continue being a threat. The second time, Ver escaped, and the heart was weirdly not destroyed. I really was hoping for a cool moment of Hibiki just crushing that heart in her hand. I really was hoping for that, but alas. Ver escaped and found the heart through pure dumb luck and was able to escape because it took them like a day to send a search party after him, and somebody stumbled upon him only through sheer pure luck. So again, bullshit reasons that he managed to escape, and that he managed to escape with the heart. Nobody went after the heart, nobody went after Ver, they just kinda shrugged it off. But if they were competent, if they acted upon it, if, I don't know, Chris went to search for the heart, or went to search for Ver, or if Tsubasa did it, or fuck, if Genjuro did it, if anybody did it, Ver would have been caught, and the heart would have been found. But both Ver being free and the heart being in the hands of Ver were needed to progress the story, because Ver needs to continue being a nuisance. In today's episode, Ver escaped through sheer bullshit of Tsubasa and Chris taking half an episode to get there. But not long enough to not be able to help Hibiki and Miku. They were late, but not quite that late. And that's essentially the only sole reason why Ver was able to escape. Hibiki focusing on the noise, destroying the noise one by one instead of going after Ver right from the very get-go, was also very convenient for Ver. Not Hibiki, Chris and Tsubasa being late was also very convenient for Ver. Just Ver is surviving through sheer luck and through others' incompetence, and I don't like it. I really don't like it when it happens. Something like that is what spoiled Sabiku Ibisco to me from the past season. It's what made me pick Arifureta Season 2 as the show of this season, instead of Sabiku Ibisco, where I really thought Sabiku Ibisco would win. But Sabiku Ibisco did the exact same thing, where the villain lived because the main protagonist suddenly decided that they're gonna have a single brain cell shared between them and running at 50% capacity. And it seems so. This time, it looks like the case with Ver is the exact same. He survives not because he's powerful, not because he's cunning, not because he can talk his way out, not because he has something up his sleeve. He survives because someone decides to be incompetent. He survives because he gets lucky. He survives because somehow he's not a priority. I really don't like it. Everything else is great. Everything else is great. The mystery behind what are their plans, even Mother's and the gang's plans, what are they? The moral dilemmas of Mother. I might be shitting on her all the time, but I like that she's having that moral dilemma. that she's wondering, are we doing the good thing? Are we doing the bad thing? Are we the baddies? Is it all worth it? That's great. That's actually genuinely great for characterization. I really like the characterization of Shirabe and Kirika, who seem to have spent really bad time in whatever facility they were at, so they have no comparison to like real world. What they have now is great. They have so much freedom. They can go out and buy some stuff and sit in some abandoned building site and eat some cream bun or whatever. And it's unthinkable to them to have this much freedom. They don't know that they can have even better life. And it's great. They're genuinely great and compelling characters. Maria, constantly torn between doing what is good and doing what her mother tells her to. It's also a great character. But everything revolving around Ver is just shit. He himself isn't a particularly compelling character either. Mad scientist, whoop-de-doo. He's not particularly cunning. He's not particularly smart. He's not particularly powerful. I really don't like everything surrounding Ver. I really hope we're done with this arc as soon as possible. Honest. I believe that we're gonna have another kind of an arc ahead of us where everybody will join forces against either Ver or Mother, and I cannot wait for that. Not even because I want Ver dead and I want Ver out of the picture, because he's evil and he's a villain, and I want the good to be victorious and whatnot. I just don't want more bullshit around Ver. I just don't want him to get off scot-free because someone was incompetent. I don't want him to be able to run away because he got lucky. I don't want more of that. I really, really, truly don't. I want more of what's going on with Hibiki, right? Is she gonna turn into a human relic? Is she gonna explode with power? What's gonna happen with her? I want more backstory on Kirika and on Shirabe. I want to see them hang out. I want to see them have fun. I want Maria to have a talk with Hibiki, to, I don't know, join their school, all three of them, and be able to sing for fun and whatnot. I want more of that. And less of Ver. Ver might have been a good character, if not for the fact that he doesn't deserve anything he has. Not a single one of his escapes or of things he did was his achievement. It was always through the incompetence of others or through sheer dumb luck. Yeah, I think that's it. I've already been ranting for far too long and going in circles about Ver, so I'm gonna end it here. And I'm gonna ask you guys to tell me, what did you think of this episode? What did you think of my reaction, of my theories? Just keep everything spoiler free, please. What do you think of my interpretation of Ver? Do you agree? Or maybe for you, season 2 is an absolute fucking masterpiece, and Ver is like the best character ever written in the history of all media ever. I would be curious to hear your reasons why. Because, I mean, I guess it's fine to be wrong, but I would like to hear justification, just to be able to laugh in your face at your incorrect opinion. If you want to talk spoilers, you can join my Discord server right here. And there's a Symphogear channel. You can use spoiler tags and talk about spoilers, or not use spoiler tags and talk about not spoilery things. And I'm gonna read them as well. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases. Not only Symphogear, but also Spy X Family, Shield Hero Season 2, Skeleton Knight in Another World. What else? Shokei Shoujo Virgin Road and Review Starlight. Yeah, I'm watching a lot of shows this time around. If you want to support me monetarily, you can do so on Patreon. $10 a month gives you early access to seasonal shows, to non-seasonal shows. Sorry, like Symphogear and Review Starlight. If you want to watch episode 8 right now, chances are it's already up on Patreon. And for just $1, you get access to a special role on my Discord server that gives access to a Patreon-only channel where I post some bloopers and takeouts, outtakes, and whatnot. And it also gives you place in credits of all videos I release. And if you want to support me non-monetarily, you can also do so, of course, by spreading the word about my videos, because the more you spread the word, the more YouTube itself spreads the word, and the more the people you spread the word to spread the word. And it's an endless MLM, it's a pyramid scheme of subscribers, and it's great because I end up benefiting. but also you, because the more subscribers I have, the more incentive I have to continue creating my content and whatnot. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it from me for today. So, as always, do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers! And here's the list of my Patreons. Here's the credits that I mentioned in my mention of the Patreon. And you can be here if you want.